The strangers, believe me when I say, loving me is loving danger. Your heart is bound to break. I walk alone in the night, beneath the pale moon. Loving's for the fools, baby, beware of my bite. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a creeping through the shadows and the corners of your mind. the wind blows. I run but I don't hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering my name. No, I can't be tamed. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone, I'm alone, I'm a lone wolf. 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 I'm a
Alright. Let's get started. So yes, we will be talking about Candace Owens. Oops, first rig closed on me. Try that again. Alright, I'll turn that off. Alright guys, so Sat's not here, he's probably slept in. So what we'll do, we'll kick off the show. It's not going to be a long one, hopefully. Yeah, so we'll go through, see how we go. Thursdays are normally pretty quiet, so yeah, see what happens. Alright. Okay, so obviously let's go through, let's kick off the news, let's start this shit show, so to speak. Alright, so guys, something that we were going to talk about today that we didn't get to talk about yesterday was Candace Owens. Okay, so I watched some of it. I haven't watched the whole thing because I was just being flat out with work and stuff like that. But I watched in regards to her comments. Now, as you know, Representative Ted Lee, maybe I'm mispronouncing, playing Candace Owens, her own Hitler comments, is now a meme for me, everyone with receipts. Is now a meme for me, everyone with receipts. I don't get that, but anyway, let's jump into it. So, as you know, the things are all well and good with the Republic's expert witness in a hearing about the rise of the white nationalism hate crimes is Candace Owens, a glorified YouTuber cited in recent mass murdering manifesto. Congressman Ted Lee, Democrat for California, took the opportunity to introduce some of Owens's greatest hits into the congressional record, with including a hot take about Hitler. Now, that's not entirely true, but let's keep going. Now, they wrote here, if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. That's the problem is he had dreams outside Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everyone to become German, she said in the back of the thing. That's not the whole comment. In fact, they actually play the whole comment. Let's listen to what she actually had to say. So the first thing that you notice is that she says, I agree. Okay, so what is she actually agreeing to? What was the original statement that was made that she was agreeing to. That was the... Now, obviously, this looks like it's from the screen, what you can sort of see there. It looks like it's been taken or recorded from a talk. I think the talker was over in the UK, they later found out. But she's saying, I agree, I don't have a problem with nationalism, right? So she's talking about nationalism. Let's keep going. So there. Now, obviously you can tell from the comments that at the end of the day, what she's talking about nationalism versus globalism. She's not talking about the Holocaust. She's not talking about this or that or anything else that the Democrats want to try and peg on her. Now, at the end of the day, I do find it very, very interesting that the Democrats are trying to claim that an African American is now alt-right. Okay, if that's the mental gymnastics that you're going to go through to claim that, fine. I don't believe it, but you must be very far left. But at the end of the day, it's clear by her statements that she's actually talking about nationalism. She's talking about national versus globalization. And now you'll notice in this that he didn't actually ask her about her opinion on this. He didn't actually turn around, and you'll see in a sec, he never actually follows up with this. He just puts a 30-second clip up and that was it. Oh my god, imagine my shock and horror. A company that makes money off donations of victimology being expressing concern of shock and horror. But who would have thought? Now, obviously, at the end of the day, Owens was not happy to hear her own words. That sounds like an opinion, but anyway. As said by her, insisting that her existing record has been taken out of context and that she's not a Nazi, she's just an idiot. Okay. Lou's move of pulling out the phone and rolling the clip instantly inspired a meme. So, what's the meme? There's no sound. I was at the bookstore. Me, attending to school of mobile and okay, investigations. Yeah. Me, sorry I didn't get back to you. I went to sleep really early last night on my social media. My girlfriend, when I tweeted something before texting her back, and it's just basically people taking shots at him because of the meme. So, yeah. But anyway, obviously Candace Owens explodes at Ted Lieu mid-hearing after he plays the short clip of her Hitler comments. So, tensions are heated at House Judiciary Committee hearing on online hate speech boiled over on Tuesday when conservative commentator Candace Owens accused Representative Ted Lieu, Democrat of California, of distorting her comments on Hitler so flagrantly for the sake of a smear that he must believe black people are stupid. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witness. Lieu began. Of all the people the Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm going to go to characterize as blah, blah, blah. Lieu then proceeded to produce a cell phone and played a short clip of Owens' previous remarks at a conference in December which were widely circulated in February. So Owens' remarks echoed those of President Trump, who has repeatedly defended nationalism against progressive attacks, and the concept is intrinsically racist. Liu then asked the committee why people are legitimate, but Owens soon made clear that she felt Liu had intentionally misrepresented her views to drive a false narrative not just against Owens, but also Trump and the Republicans in general. I think it's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety, Miss Owens said. We do have that. We'll play that for you now. So at the end of the day, pretty much what we suspected. She's talking about the fact that nationalism, she's basically saying that Hitler would not go through and kill his own people if he was a nationalist, that he's a globalist, blah, 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 like everything she said. And to me, that was basically my take out of it. That was my exact take. Now, look, obviously, at the end of the day, like I said, like she said, if people want to go through and have a look at this, then obviously go through and find the full clip. I haven't done it, but I can imagine the sort of question that she was asked, because I've sort of been to these forums all the time. I go to them every time they're locally. So at the end of the day, yeah, I would say that, or even sometimes at state too, in case of Lawrence Sullivan. But like I say, yeah, at the end of the day, I think at the end of the day, she was responding to nationalism versus globalism. This has nothing to do with Trump, except for the fact that they were asking about Trump being a globalist or a nationalist. It sounds completely reasonable to me. And also I find it very interesting that the House committee also went through and tried to mischaracterize what she said about him. She didn't say he was stupid. She said he presumes black people are stupid. So, yeah. But anyway, that's the idea. Obviously, the idea is they go through, they break up your flow so that you lose your place or whatever it may be, and that way you're not able to fully rebut. But it didn't really work with her. But at the end of the day, yeah, like I say, I really don't have a problem with what she said here. They're trying to take it out of context, and it just makes them look bad. So, yeah. And obviously, here, watch Candace Owens destroyed Democrat congressman who tried to paint her as Hitler supporter. It's probably going to be the same clip, I presume. Oh, but okay, they just put the two clips back to back. That's fine. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I say, I don't really have a problem with what she said at the Senate. Right? She's not talking about Hitler. She's not talking about Hitler being, you know, being a role model or any of that sort of shit. What she's basically saying is, at the end of the day, that Hitler, he wasn't a nationalist. He was a globalist. And at the end of the day, she's just simply going through and explaining that people should stop calling Hitler a nationalist. The way I took it from those comments was the fact that she was just basically turning around saying that, you know, at the end of the day, I just realised the audio was off the whole time. Damn it. But yeah, I just realised that, yeah, sorry. But what I was going to say was, at the end of the day, the way I took this whole situation was that at the end of the day, it's just her using Hitler as an example. She's not trying to go through, and we're going to play the clip again because apparently I don't know how to turn the audio on. But yeah, I was going to say, but at the end of the day, she's just simply saying that Hitler wasn't a nationalist, he's a globalist. Globalist is bad. That's all it was. But we'll play the clip for you now so you can hear it.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. In congressional hearings, the minority party gets to select its own witnesses. And of all the people that Republicans could have selected, they picked Candace Owens. I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
All right, so my first question is to Ms. Hershinoff. Ms. Owens said, quote,
so like I say, yeah, you can clearly say that she's talking about the comparison between globalism and nationalism. Like, it's so taken out of context, it's not funny. Let's keep going.
if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, Adolf Hitler, does that feed into...
Mr. Liu, I comment.
Just started recording. Would you like time to respond to that?
Yes, I think...
You notice he didn't give her time to respond. He didn't ask her about it. He didn't question her about it. Mainly because he knew that it was taken out of context. He knew it was a dick move. But anyway.
It's pretty apparent that Mr. Liu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip in its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip.
The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly or to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. Witness may continue.
Sure, even though I was called despicable.
Witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid.
I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said. May I continue?
Please.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully extracted, he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact, the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that Hitler was whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad. And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create a different narrative. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives. By the way, I would like to also add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up to the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure that I was there. I'm deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me.
So, like I say, at the end of the day, I reckon she hit it out of the park. I reckon she was absolutely right. And I think he was despicable for trying... Look, I'm not Candace's biggest fan, okay? I think the things that she did before she became a conservative were pretty despicable. Like, she went through and tried to dox people, and she's been dragged over the coals for it, and I'm not going to continue to do that. But at the end of the day, I do think that at the end of the day, this was despicable. Him going through, trying to drag her over this stuff, was a complete dick move. And at the end of the day, he knew it was wrong. That's why he didn't question her about this. He didn't follow up for questions. He only took a 30-second clip. He admitted it was a 30-second clip out of a 2-hour live stream. It didn't actually show you the question that she was originally asked. Sorry. Like, you're going to tell me he didn't realize this was taken out of context? So there's two possibilities. A, he's incompetent. Or B, he is full of shit. And he is fake news. And he is deliberately trying to mislead people. Either one of those options is not good for someone that works for the government. And on, I presume, is the House Committee, I believe. Congressman tried to... House Judiciary Committee, yeah. And I also think it very interesting, for example, when she... Yeah, watch him.
As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip. And he purposefully extracted, he cut off, and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me. He's trying to present what I said.
Yeah. Yeah. You just see his reaction. He just shrugged. I don't care. I don't care if I was wrong. But the funny thing is, you can actually hear people in the background actually saying that's not what she said. Where's the apology, Democrats?
Not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said.
You can hear in the background someone saying that's not what she said. And his response, yeah, I don't care. Why do I care? You know? Just goes to show that the partisan hacks of the Democratic Party. Let me double check. Let me guess. I'm going to guess he is Democrat. Gerard Numa, I'm guessing. Here he is, Democrat. Oh my fucking god, imagine no surprise. Democrat, doesn't care if he's wrong. Doesn't care about the facts. Just seems to want to go through and just, you know, shrug when he's been proven wrong. Where's the friggin' apology? Needler? Whatever your name is? Where is your apology saying I'm wrong? I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, Candace, I got it wrong. Instead of a smirk or a little shrug or some little, some little elitist shrug that he did. Look at it. Look at the stain from him.
Yeah, I can...
Yeah. Ah, I was wrong. Ah, shit happens. Ah, who cares? Move on. Sorry, I'm wrong. Who cares? Not going to say it, though. Jesus Christ, a smug. But anyway. But yeah, guys, that's what my take on this is. At the end of the day, I think she did nothing wrong. I think that this is a complete load of crap. And the people that are trying to drag her for this are just being intellectually dishonest. It does make you really wonder, what do you do with a society where some of the people, not all, but some are half the population, are like this? What do you do with them? Non-violently, of course, YouTube, in-game, you know, for example. But what do you do with people who are intellectually dishonest like this? Who are not giving or caring about the facts? I have no idea. But let's move on. Alright, so, Blogger cries over prospect. Sorry. Blogger cries over a prospect of a 9-to-5 job after Instagram account is deleted. Oof. Why was her account deleted? Ah, for spam. Imagine my shock. An Instagram blogger who had 113,000 followers, by the way, solid effort, had shared an emotional appeal on YouTube after her profile was deleted. In the video, Jessie Taylor can be seen in floods of tears after she warns people to think twice before reporting her because her Instagram account is how she makes her money and a 9-to-5 job is not for her. Holy shit. Oh, really? But anyway. She says, "Hi guys, I'm in the middle of editing. My Instagram got deleted. I'm trying to get it back. I'm calling everybody I can, and I don't know why it's not working out for me. Maybe because at the end of the day, you're a self-entitled little something or other, and you're just realizing that all of a sudden that pussy privilege that you may claim to have is not worth a pinch of salt." But, you know, just a theory. I'm nothing without my following. I'm nothing without my following. We do have the video. We will play that for you right now.
Hey guys, so like I'm in the middle of editing and my Instagram account got deleted and I'm trying to get it back. I'm calling everybody I can and I don't know why it's not working out for me. I'm in LA because of this. I'm in LA because I want to be on Instagram and I'm randomly just recording this to put this in the video. I am nothing without my following. I am nothing without my following. And when people try to hate on me and report me, I'm literally trying to be a fucking better person. I want to say to everybody that's been reporting me, think twice because you're ruining my life. Because I make all of my money online. All of it. And I don't want to lose that. And I know people like to see me be down and be like them and be like the 90%ers, the people that work.
Holy shit, the self-entitlement off this chick. People like to see me down with them. Look down on people, God! Like the self-entitlement that's reeking from this teenager. Holy shit.
9 to 5, that is not me. I am in LA to not be like that.
I'm in LA. I'm like not like to be like that because like I'm just so much better than everybody and like 9 to 5 is just not me. It's just it's like for everybody else that's like ordinary, but not me. Okay, no one wants to be like me, and I'm better. Like Jesus Christ, this girl. By the way, her Instagram account, yeah, quality content. As you can see, she's you know, pillar of society. This one, you know, the beautiful content that she puts up. You know, the Instagram world is a loss because of the lack of content that she's put up. Like stuff like this is just enriching society, you know? The look at me, I'm beautiful sort of stance. Well, far cry from something like that to something like that, eh? But you know, hey, you'll never live this down, I suppose. You know, here she is, you know, with her lovely life, you know. But yeah. Yeah, Instagram's going to be it's going to be a disappointment now. It's just those 100 and something followers that she had, it's just all gone. But yeah, look, guys, obviously don't go hating on her. Don't go trying to track her down and her YouTube account or anything like that and try to, you know, make her out to be more of a victim than she already is. The worst thing the worst thing you can do for a girl like this is ignore her. Because at the end of the day, that will then just, you know, basically, that's what she loves. She loves attention. And this will just, yeah, backfire. But, yeah. Alright, so let's jump into some political news. Now that we've covered thoughts and Candace Owens. Barr, I think spying did occur against the Donald Trump campaign. Attorney General William Barr dropped a bombshell Wednesday, telling a group of senators that he believes spying against the Trump campaign did take place in 2016. I think spying on a political campaign is a big deal. No shit. Barr said during an exchange with Democrat New Hampshire Senator Jeannie Henson, a member of the State Appropriations Committee. Shakan asked in the follow-up of whether Barr believed the FBI spied on the Trump campaign, Trump team. You're not suggesting, though, the spying occurred, Shakan asked. I think spying did occur. Yes. Oh, ouch. I think spying did occur, but the question is whether it was predicted, equitably predicted, Barr said. I'm not sure what that word is, but anyway. I'm not suggesting it was adequately predicted, but I need to explore that. So, at the end of the day, yeah, could be interesting because they are looking into this, apparently. Now, Barr says he thinks the government spied on the Trump campaign, which is obviously something we've already talked about. And Barr testifies spying did occur on the Trump campaign amid reports reviews of informants' roles. So Attorney General Barr testified Wednesday that he believes spying did occur on the Trump campaign in 2016 as he vowed to review the conduct of the FBI's original Russia probe, and focus of the relative internal review shifted to the role of key FBI informant. It would suck, yeah, look, Trip, it does suck to lose your income. I get that. But at the end of the day, it's just this siphon. I can't get past the self-entitlement. The opinion that, you know, that she's too good for a 9-to-5 job. To me, she's just a self-entitled. Yeah, true. And at the end of the day, that's, to me, like I said, it's that self-entitlement. If she was going on about how, like, just the fact that she lost her job and that she's lost her Instagram account and everything, I'd be a lot more sympathetic. But, like, when she's literally going on about how she doesn't want to be like the rest of the population, the 90%ers, and it's that whole, I don't want to be like everybody else. It's sort of that whole, I'm in an ivory tower situation. To me, it comes across as elitist. It comes across as someone that's a little stuck up. And I think that she's apparently been accused of spamming. So, look, at the end of the day, I think that she probably thought she'd get away with it. But at the end of the day, yeah. Look, at the end of the day, do you really think Instagram is at a loss for the content that she was producing? But then, look, obviously, people might say that about me too, so it's not really an argument. But at the end of the day, yeah, look, I don't like the fact people losing their income, obviously. But that said, look, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody went to her page to report her for spamming. I think people just got sick of her posting her links, probably. And they just probably reported it. And then probably got a whole bunch, Instagram probably got a whole bunch of people reporting it. And thought, yep, banner. She's spamming. So, yeah. Right. So the comments are following the new report that the Justice Department internal watchdog also is scrutinizing the role of the FBI informant who conducted members of the Trump campaign during the 2016 election as a part of a broader review of the early stages of the Russian investigation. The New York Times reported that Justice Department Inspector General Michael Husowitz is looking into the informant Stephen Keffer's work during the Russia probe, as well as his work with the FBI prior to that role. So, yeah. Russia investigation attempted coup by dirty cops. President Donald Trump criticized Robert Mueller Russia investigation again on Wednesday, calling it an attempted coup of his presidency. This is an attempted coup, as an attempt to take down a president, and we beat them, Trump said. He left the White House for a trip to Texas. Trump denounces the dirty cops and bad people of the FBI who worked to send the crooked investigations to Special Counsel Investigator. Now, obviously, he's not talking about everybody. He's just talking about some. What they did was treason. What they did was terrible. What they did was against our Constitution and everything we stand for, he said. So, there's that. Now, obviously, this isn't the first time the FBI has been accused of harassing innocent Americans. It would be a part of Obama's campaign, or Obama's DOJ and FBI. So it depends who they flip, and it depends if the person that flips wants to take down Obama, and if Obama had anything to do with it. It's a real possibility. For example, they go after someone like Lynch, for example, Loretta Lynch. Will she flip on Obama? Or, you know, if she gets caught, you know, will she flip on him? Or will she go through and take the blame? Really does depend. It also depends on who they ask in the White House. You know, did someone overhear Obama possibly giving instructions to go through and to spy on the Trump campaign? If they can prove that, yeah, I don't know. It's a minefield. It really is. And if I was Obama, I'd be wondering just who might I told about the wiretapping Trump and what I actually said. Look, I don't think Obama will go down over it. I don't. But that said, it's something that vindicates Trump, because Trump has been saying this for years and people have been mocking him. You know, Trump's been going through and saying that, you know, that he was being spied on, and the media tried to claim that he wasn't. Well, you know, looks like we might have actually got the proof we wanted. So, yeah. But anyway, let's keep going. Attorney General William Barr's bombshell assessment of allegations against the government was conducting surveillance of the Trump campaign. So, Democrat senators were taken back by Barr's testimony before the Judiciary Committee on Wednesday. They asked him to clarify his statement. Barr didn't backtrack. The question is whether he adequately predicted, Barr said, anything, adding, I have an obligation to make sure the government power is not abused. Hello, Amy. How are you, hon? Democrats desperately want to keep the media narrative on the Mueller report, but obsessing over when, how, and how much of his testimony behind it will be released, Democrats are trying to divide attention from an issue of far greater significance. And at the end of the day, if an outgoing president used the military-industrial complex to spy on a presidential candidate, that in itself is terrifying. But, yeah. Democrats, so Congress is usually very concerned with intelligence agencies and law enforcement agencies saying they are their proper lane. But stated matter of factly, there are now serious questions about whether intelligence agency and law enforcement agencies were saying in their proper lane. These are some of the questions Barr wants answers to. Exactly how did the Russia hoax begin? Who first claimed the Trump campaign conspired with the Kremlin? Who ordered confident informants contact members of the Trump campaign? Did Helper and other informants provide FBI with pretexts for an intelligence investigation and wiretapping of a presidential campaign? You should not be typing while driving, Trip. But anyway. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think this is a very serious problem. And at the end of the day, I think this is something that definitely needs to look into. Having the NSA, CIA, FBI, whatever it may be, going through and actually spying on a presidential candidate is very terrifying. I just saw Barr getting on Tucker. They're trying to scare him off it. Yeah. People tend to think that Fox News is pro-Trump. You got to remember too, Fox News is establishment. So yeah. I'll see if I can find that clip actually. Now that you mentioned it, I did see something come up on my YouTube subscriptions literally before going live. So I might have it because I am subscribed to Fox. Subscriptions. Alright, so we do have this clip, which is not the one I was after, but...
Joining us now, author of, wow, what a book this was from the very beginning. It is The Russia Hoax, the illicit scheme to clear Hillary Clinton, frame Donald Trump, Greg Jarrett, and investigative reporter, Fox News contributor Sarah Carter. Let's start with you. The legal aspects of this is as clear what has happened. It's really a small group of people.
It is.
But what they did is a spectacular betrayal of the trust, the power, the tools of intelligence we gave them.
And the headline today is that William Barr is personally reviewing the conduct of the FBI in launching the Trump-Russia collusion hoax. You know,
that is big. Him actually going out after the deep state. That takes balls. Like, full credit to Barr. Like, Jesus Christ, man, you got a set on you. But, yeah.
Knows, and there's a plethora of evidence, that the process by the FBI was corrupted by political bias and personal animus. Just look at the text messages from Peter Strzok. They're virulently anti-Trump. They're profane, and he's leading the investigation of Trump. There was never any credible evidence to launch the investigation, and Lisa Page verified that in her own testimony. Comey grudgingly admitted it. And then they made matters worse. They lied to FISA judges to obtain a wiretap warrant. So all of this, I think William Barr is going to investigate. And when he receives sometime this week from members of Congress a criminal referral, he will read what they are laying out, the facts, the evidence, and the law, which will initiate, I believe, a criminal investigation by Barr.
All that James Baker revealed here, that Hillary's behavior was alarming, it was appalling, and worse. And he was arguing to indict her, the top lawyer of the FBI. And well, he didn't have the power or authority to overturn Comey and this band of Clinton supporters here. Go ahead.
This is what's so interesting, Sean, because the most important point here is that Comey went out before the public and said no reasonable prosecutor would bring charges against Hillary Clinton. Yet his general counsel had been fighting with them for I don't even know how long. In fact, throughout the whole investigation, basically arguing that this was gross negligence up until the very last day. And that's in Baker's testimony, when he finally changed his mind. And he didn't answer as to why. It was as if he said he was talked into it. At the very last minute, he decided to change his mind. But you could see that he was appalled by it. He was disgusted by it. And then the fact that Comey came out and made that statement just shows that Comey was being dishonest from the very beginning. Attorney General William Barr has a lot on his hands, because he doesn't just have to look at the Crossfire hurricane investigation when it started at the end of July, but he's really going to be looking at what happened before that with Stefan Halper, the mole that was working for the FBI, who was in London, and his contacts with George Papadopoulos and how that all unfolded, and also all the information that leaked out on General Flynn. This is vitally important to understanding what was going on there. And I am telling you, Lieutenant General Flynn is the big mystery right here, right? And the answers are going to come forward.
What we know.
So there is quite a wide scope on this investigation, and to be honest, guys, I reckon it's going to take a while. I think at the end of the day that yes, they definitely used fake intel to get FISA warrants. I think at the end of the day, yeah, be careful, man. Be very careful, guys. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, they definitely went through, and I think they used fake intel to investigate, or to quote, investigate Trump collusion, and I think it's all going to start unraveling. And at the end of the day, I think that is a very dangerous thing for the Democrats and for the deep state. And I would not be surprised if they tried to make a move to get rid of Barr off this investigation. And maybe even Hannity or Tucker. I think we'll see another run at Tucker again to see if they can get rid of him, especially if he's talking about this too. I can't find anything from Tucker because it hasn't been uploaded yet, but this is what I found from Hannity. But look, at the end of the day, yeah, I definitely think it happened. I definitely think they went through and they used fake intel to launch an investigation into a presidential nominee because they were worried. They were worried he was going to win. And the question I have to ask is, if the polls kept saying that Trump was going to win, why were they so worried? Why were they so concerned? If all the polls said that she was so many points ahead and all those talking points we kept hearing, right? Why were they investigating Trump? What were they worried about? It was a slam dunk, right? Why would they look? Yeah. But yeah, still on. Yeah, so yeah, it'll go up later. But yeah, but I imagine you guys are probably watching it anyway. But yeah, it was a setup. Yeah, it was a way for them to go through and investigate Trump. They used fake intel from people that they had working for them to go through and to hang on, wait for it to... Yeah, it's the internet, guys. 5 weeks to go. 5 weeks to go. I'm going to do a 30 days of internet buffering. Or something. Every day I'll put out a video for like 30 days of internet my true love sent to me. Just giving it a countdown, but yeah. Funny thing was too, we found out today we're actually having an election in Australia. And it's actually on the same day or the day before my internet's supposed to be connected. So, yeah, unfortunately. I won't be able to do the election night coverage. But anyway, shit happens. But yeah, as for the Barr, I definitely think they went through. And I definitely think they used fake intel to cover it. And I'm not surprised. And but like I say, my question to this is, why were you worried? Why were you so worried about an outside contender, right? The polls kept saying that Trump was never going to win. Vegas and all that had odds on him not winning. Yeah, it was all rigged. The whole campaign was rigged against Trump. And not only did he still win, but now it's all been exposed, which is very interesting. Like you say, questions given ahead of time, you know, media coverage against Trump, pro-Hillary, and everything that they did, investigating Trump, you know, and all this sort of shit. And he still managed to win. Makes you wonder what a landslide 2020 might be. But don't get complacent, because that's what she did, is my argument. But anyway. But yeah, let's keep going. Anthony Mundine implores Australians not to vaccinate their children. And we're demonetized. Paralympic legend Kurt Fennell has slammed boxer Anthony Mundine for employing Australians not to vaccinate their kids. Outspoken boxer Anthony Mundine has weighed into the vaccine debate, employing Australians not to vaccinate their kids. Mundine took to Twitter to share his controversial views, encouraging his followers to go against what he considers an act of bullying by the Australian government. Don't vaccinate your kids, period. The government is bullying you into vax. Do your research on the something or other. Watch the documentary Vaxxed, he tweeted. Mundine then pointed to his Facebook page where he posted a link to the December 2018 video from the New York radio show The Breakfast Club, where the host alleges there was an agenda set by big pharma companies against African Americans. MRR, or measles vaccination, gives black boys autism at a rate of 240% greater than white counterparts, one of the hosts said. It's whipping black boys out. It's wiping black boys out, not just with autism. So what pharmaceutical industry is doing is getting customers for life. Mundine's comments were immediately labelled as dangerous by others, especially when they can't admit a worldwide measles outbreak that has sparked warnings about the importance of immunisation. Look, at the end of the day, as for this whole vaccination, don't vaccinate thing. Well, okay. Officially and unofficially, my real views on this is I don't know. I don't know if vaccinations cause autism or whatever it may be. There is a lot of people saying it does. There's a lot of people saying they don't. Here's my thing. Do I think it causes autism? Possibly. There are reports that governments have slush funds set up in this case. There are reports that governments will pay people out for vaccinations that cause autism. The FDA reportedly does not regulate them, as someone is saying in chat right now. So, yes, I do think that there is a risk with these vaccinations. That said, there's also a risk with not doing them. It's a case of, do you vaccinate your kids and possibly cause some injury or fatalities or whatever it may be? Or, at the end of the day, do you go through and actually don't vaccinate your kids and possibly have them die from not being vaccinated? And that's the question I do have to ask. And that's, yeah. That's the question you have to, yeah. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I really don't know where I stand on it. And I don't have a kid at the moment. I'm trying to find a perfect woman. But yeah, at the end of the day, but yeah, if it's 1% of 1%, what if your kids is the one? Well, that's the thing too. Yeah, even if it's only 1%, even if it's 0.01% chance of getting it, you know, what if your kid is that one? What if your kid is that 1 out of a million or whatever? Like, And I know a mother, for example, she vaccinated 3 of her kids out of 6. She's got 6 kids, mind you. And they're doing her bit for saving the white race, I suppose. But like I say, at the end of the day, she's got 6 kids. She's vaccinated 3, and 3 of them don't. The 3 that are vaccinated are more hyperactive than the ones that aren't. There is a big difference between the 2. So, who knows? I really don't know. I really don't know. I would like a debate on the situation. I would love a debate on the topic. I don't think we should be shutting it down, because I think that's more dangerous than talking about it. And I think there should be a discussion. Maybe regulate the vaccines or do something. I don't know. But yeah, there definitely should be something that actually allows you to go through. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I stand on this. Really, I'd have to look into more. Alright, more than 103,000 migrants reached southern border in March. The US has a vaccine court take care of those lawsuits. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about. There's actually a court that they've set up to deal with people suing them because of damages. That's true too. What about all these migrants that come up, for example? Do they get vaccinated? Does the US vaccinate them as well? Law enforcement agents apprehend and turned back 103,492 migrants attempting to reach the US southern border by March, marking the highest in 12 months. The US border apprehended 92,000 individuals between ports of entry and the southern border. Another 10,000 migrants appeared at the port of entry but were deemed inadmissible and were turned away, according to the data released by the Customs and Border Protection. So, yeah. Does make you wonder too, Amy, if they don't vaccinate these guys that come up across the border, is it because at the end of the day, they are hoping they will spread measles? Is the government, or parts of the government, trying to deliberately spread so that they can push this narrative, maybe? I don't know. Exclusive. Second Hassan staffer allegedly helped us aid steal massive amounts of Senate data. So a second former aide to Senate Maji Hassan has implicated in former IT staffer Jackson Jocko's massive data theft scheme that was ultimately used to intimidate Republican senators by doxing them during a confirmation hearing of the Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. So this is an update to the kid, though, the guy that was supposedly trying to dox people. Samantha G. Forrester Davis, at the time of the staff assisted to Hassan, was the aide who allegedly helped conduct his scheme. A source with knowledge of the situation told the Daily Caller Foundation court records show a case naming her as being opened, and the source confirms its release relates to her alleged role in the data theft. She filed an affidavit that can be used to assess her eligibility for a public defender, but she has not been charged with any crimes, court records show. Kurska pled guilty April 5th to masterminding what prospectors said was an extraordinary extensive data theft scheme, copying entire network drives, sorting them and organizing sensitive data, and exploring ways to use the data to his benefit. He admitted to stealing tens of thousands of documents, emails from Hassan's office, in addition to credit card information, social security numbers belonging to Senate employees. So, yeah. Apparently there was two of them. So, that's interesting. It makes you wonder if they'll face charges as well. So, but anyway, major majority of Democrats don't care about Biden's touchy problem. Interesting, isn't it? The majority of Democrats don't think former Vice President Joe Biden should be counted out as a 2020 candidate despite multiple allegations of inappropriate touching. This is coming from the Me Too Democratic Party. So it seems like they only care about the Me Too movement when it suits their political agenda. Imagine my shock. According to Politico Morning Consultant poll released Wednesday, half of the Democrats asked said the allegations against Biden would not make them change their votes. Meanwhile, 29% of Democrats voters said the allegations would make them less likely to vote for the former vice president. The poll showed only 14% of Democrats are much less likely to vote for Biden. does make you wonder how much of that has gone through and been filtered into the public too, because mainstream media is not talking about it. So, yeah. ISIS bride spills information in murder case of 5-year-old girl to undercover security service driver, prosecutors say. The Islamic State bride on trial for murder and war crimes revealed details of her life to a German security serviceman who posed as her driver, prosecutors say. Turkish authorities deported the 27-year-old German woman identified as Jennifer W. because of the privacy laws to Germany in 2016. The New York Times reported Tuesday she was repeatedly looking for a ride to the Middle East in 2008, found a man who offered to drive her to Turkey. He recorded her conversations. Jennifer is now on trial for crimes that could send her to prison for life, including membership of a terrorist organization, weapons violation, murder, and specifically murder as a war crime, CNN reports. Jennifer and her husband brought a 5-year-old Yazidi girl as a slave in the summer of 2015, according to an indictment. The girl was allegedly a prisoner of war. ISIS had overrun North Iraq in 2014 and sold thousands of Yazidi women and girls as slaves. These women were also made to subject to ISIS sex codes and Quran-endorsed rapes at the time, the Times reports. Jennifer's husband had tied the child up outside and left her to die of thirst, German authorities allege. After the girl fell ill and wet her mattress, the defendant's husband punished the girl by chaining her up outside in the searing heat and leaving her in the great agony to die of thirst, prosecutors said. According to the Times, the defendant let her husband do as he liked and took no action to save the girl. So, yeah, another lovely day in Iraq with ISIS. But anyway. Yeah, it is like, yeah, it is the same way there, Amy. Waters tries to pin student debt crisis on banks, forgets student loans were nationalized over 10 years ago. Democrat California Republican Maxine Waters challenged bank executives during a Wednesday morning hearing, appearing to blame them for the student debt crisis. What she appeared to leave out was the fact that student loans were nationalized nearly a decade ago under former President Barack Obama to cut banks' ability to offer government-backed loans. Oopsie. This to me seems a bit like a stupid article, but we'll see how it goes. So now the beginning. Theresa May has gone off to Brussels to say that Britain is very sorry. We now have many faults and the EU has been quite right to stick with us. But could we please stay? We'll be good and honest. This seems like it's an opinion piece to me. So, yeah. To me, this seems like it's an op-ed. It doesn't say either way, so yeah. And of course, if only every MP fought for Britain like Mark Ferocious, we would be in a much better place. Yesterday, something extraordinary happened in the Brexit saga. Mark Ferocious, vice chairman of the European Research Group, ERG, entered the public consciousness for the first time as a political leader for sorting out the mess. While Theresa May danced around and Merkel and Macron begging for their mercy, no one was paying attention as they were too transfixed by his elaborate metaphors. We're becoming a Trojan horse within the EU, he said in a series of warnings. No, you want to leave the EU. Jesus Christ, it's not that hard, people. New Zealand Parliament votes 119 to 1 to change its gun laws less than a month after a mass shooting. New Zealand Parliament has voted almost unanimously in favour of changing the country's gun laws less than a month after the mass shooting left 50 people dead. Members of the Parliament voted 119 to 1 in favour of the ban of military-style semi-automatic weapons Wednesday, as Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern told lawmakers they were given a voice to those who killed in the Christchurch massacre. Once again, the bill is granted royal ascendant by the country's Governor General. It could become into force the law as soon as Friday, TVNZ reports. The passage of the bill comes just weeks after the March 15th mass shooting. Blah, 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 blah. I want to have a look at this bill. I want to see what it actually is. Because my understanding is it's pretty frigging vague. And, yeah. But we'll see. And that's it. That's all the news for the day, guys. She's an imbecile. Here we go again. Yeah. I presume the here we go again is regarding Brexit. And the imbecile, I presume, is regarding Maxine Waters. So, yeah. Alright, guys. We're going to probably wrap it up there today. It's only a small show. Oh my god, we're only just over an hour. An hour and 11 minutes. Holy dooly. How do we manage to get under 2 hours? Oh, okay, that's interesting. There was supposedly a similar shooting in British Columbia in January 2017, and the reporter who made a Freedom of Information request to see the 6 CCTVs that caught it was told they were gone. That is definitely very interesting. Guys, apart from that, that's where we're going to wrap it up today. I'm going to start updating the description to put in the times for this video. But yeah, so that way, obviously, guys, you know when it's going to be coming up. Apart from that, guys, obviously the video has been helpful. Please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Don't forget to share it on all the social media. Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, smoke signals, whatever you got. Because we're being so heavily censored right now. It's not funny. Apart from that, guys, obviously, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody who has watched the show. And guys, we will see you tomorrow. Apart from that, have a great night. Enjoy. And we'll see you then. Hopefully I'm going to try and find satellite. Satellite!